Very important issue, and that issue being on the go for most Muslims. Sometimes they use it for, utilize it for a good, and sometimes they utilize it for bad. And that thing is the oath and the vows. People intend to make oath and vows, sometimes for things they can deliver, and sometimes for things they cannot deliver. And sometimes they make the vows and the oath on halal things and matters, and sometimes they make the oath on haram. For that, Abdurrahman ibn Sumrah radiallahu anhu said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, O Abdurrahman ibn Samurah, do not seek to be ruler, because if you are given authority on asking for it, you will be asked about the rules that you will give when you are on authority. And when you ask for an authority, he said, if you ask for that authority and you have been given that authority, then you will be held responsible for it. But if you are given it without asking for it, then you will be held in it. And this is very important. You see, sometimes people, they tend to take the responsibility. They jump for responsibility because they don't understand what is the responsibility is. They are taken by the title, the leader, so-and-so, the person who is on the top of the chain. So the title fools them. The shine of that title makes them seize only that title. They don't see what is coming after that. When you lead people in any aspect, in any way, you will be asked about each and every single one of them. You see, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu understood that. Radiallahu anhu. In his time, he said, radiallahu anhu, I swear by God, if a donkey has a problem in Baghdad, what kind of problem? A slippery problem. If it slips while it's walking, I will be asked about that. Why you didn't make that place smooth enough for that donkey to go on. Now, Umar ibn Khattab is exaggerating here the way of what leadership comes with. He's explaining that he's responsible for everything falls under his authority. And now we said that the authority starts from the houses. As a man, you're responsible about everyone beneath you. Who's beneath you? Wife and kids. Some people, they think they are not asked. Especially in this modern life, people think that if I let my wife be the way she is, and I let my kid be the way they are, and I support them by providing shelter and food, I will have peace of mind. I don't have to make them do things they don't want. Then I am safe. No, you're not safe. You have to make sure that they are always on the haqq. You have to make sure your son is getting the education in his religion equivalent to the education that you make a lot of effort to make sure that he will have a bright future dunya-wise. You have to make sure that akhirah-wise also, he is secured. You have to make sure that your wife at house is also guarded by the information of akhirah as much as she is guarded by the information of dunya. Because her being successful in dunya and not successful in akhirah will be a problem for you, not for her at the first place. You will be the one asked about her. You will be the one suffering from the things that you believe this is haram and halal, but she can't see those things haram and halal because she was not educated, and you are the one who is responsible about that. Now Abdurrahman ibn Samurah, he said, if you ask for the authority and you've been given it because you asked for it, you will be asked. But when the authority comes to you and you don't want that authority, you try your best to avoid it, you will be helped. Like how Rasulullah made it clear. Now, how you will be helped? Now look at the people like Umar ibn Khattab, Abu Bakr. They didn't fight for the authority, but the authority came to them. They were forced to accept it. What happened in their time? The dunya were all conquered. The light of Islam reached to the farthest point. And they didn't ask for the authority. Umar ibn Khattab used to wear a garment filled with patches. He used to sleep on the side of the road. And he was the leader of the greatest nation. Even the Roman messenger, when he came to approach Umar ibn Khattab, he didn't know which one is Umar ibn Khattab. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was so modest amongst his men that the people when Sallallahu was sitting, they mistake Abu Bakr for him. They thought that Abu Bakr is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's how modest sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was. But in our nowadays, if one of us have, I wouldn't say $1 million, if I have $100,000, he will be like Obama. That's it. Nobody like him. Huh? I am the best, I am the top, I am. And when you sit with him, everything is I. Because the glory of dunya have taken the sight of akhirah from his brain. Now, he said if you were given the authority without asking for it, you will be held in it by Allah. And whenever you take an oath to do something, and later you find that something else is better than the first, then do the better one and make expansion of your oath. Now, the next hadith, one was narrated by Abdullah ibn Hisham radiallahu anh. He said, we were with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he was holding the hand of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Umar said to him, O Allah's Messenger, you are dearer to me than everything except my own self. So the Prophet ﷺ said, no, by him in whose hand my soul is, you will not have complete faith unless I am dearer to you than your own self. Then Umar said to him, however, now look, it took him a moment because he understood. This is how ready they are to accept the truth and embrace the haqq. He said, however, now by Allah you are dearer to me than my own self. The Prophet ﷺ said, now Umar, now you are a believer. You see, it's a thin line between accepting the haqq and denying the haqq. Some people, they see the haqq, but they still fight. And what they're fighting for is not to prove the righteous haqq. They fight for their dignity. There is no dignity in haqq. When you see the haqq, you follow it. You don't put your dignity, your honor, on the stake. You see the haqq, you have to follow it. It's for your own good. Fight for your pride and your dignity. What does something have to do with pride and dignity, not with haqq? Do not be blinded and stubborn. You have to take your time to see the truth and follow the truth when you find it. Now, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is one of the glad tidings being given by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Allah's Messenger sallallahu